It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And howdy, how you doing today? We're doing, and welcome to the X and Y Show. I was imitating the Trump follower. Let me stop. Greetings, and greetings. Welcome to the X and Y Show. I'm your host, Roosevelt Colbert. And tonight we have a very nice subject. Hope you enjoy. Now, always keep in mind that you can reach the X and Y Show through an array of different social media and different platforms to listen to, whichever is more convenient for you. The X and Y Show is available on Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, and iTunes. And the main platform that I broadcast from is Spreaker, of course. And on social media, you can reach me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even Tumblr. You can find all of that on my website, www.thexyshow.com. That's www.thexyshow.com. You can find all of that on my website, and also my archived episodes through the Spreaker platform as well. And you can also shop in XY store. It's new and improved. You will love the new products that I have, the new t-shirts and coffee mugs. They look very cool. And I'm not just saying that because they're mine, but they do look very cool. I've improved the product and better quality as well. So take a look. And there's also some special Halloween shirts in there as well with the X and Y logo. So feel free to be a true X and Y'er. Prove that you are. And buy a shirt and post it, or give it to me and post. I post it on my Instagram account. And hopefully you'll take advantage of that. And also you can reach out to me with any constructive criticisms, or any feedback of the show, or anything like that. Just talk to me. You can contact me through the contact form on my website, or contact me at the xyshow1@gmail.com. All right, with that behind us, tonight's episode is very interesting, and I think that it's something that everyone in the relationship and marriage has had to deal with sometime or another in their relationship or marriage with the other person. Basically, tonight we're talking about relationships at work. We're talking about if your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife had a relationship with a person from work, which was kind of friends, platonic, but you always wondered in the back of your head, was it, how friendly was it? So tonight's episode, is it possible to have a platonic relationship with a coworker of the opposite sex? Again, is it possible to have a platonic relationship with a coworker of the opposite sex? Now, me personally, I'm being, the XY show is always catered to being 100% real and being realistic with my listeners. So if I had to answer that question, no. I don't think it's possible that you can have a platonic relationship with someone of the opposite sex from work. And I know a lot of you already saying, oh man, you're full of it. I've been knowing Katie for 30 years. And I've been knowing Steve for at least 25 years. We never did anything. Well, good for you. But that's not the there's always an exception to the rule. And because of that, now there are certain parameters that are needed, of course, for this relationship, so-called platonic relationship, to turn taboo. Now, in my opinion, I really think that two factors depends on if a platonic relationship between coworkers of the opposite sex can turn taboo. Those two factors are the level of attraction. Now, obviously, if you're not attracted to someone, then you're not it'll never turn sexual. I mean, that's just the way it is, But, what about the person that you are sexually attracted to? I know you've been knowing Barney for 30 years and you guys always go out for drinks, and go to different functions together and training together and all that shit. But do you fantasize about Barney? Do you want to really give Barney some pussy? Because, are you really attracted to Barney, who you've been knowing for 25, 30 years, and nothing has ever happened? Probably not. You're not attracted to Barney. You don't see Barney in that way. You see Barney as a brother. So to think of him as a sexual partner is disgusting to you, because you're not attracted to him. Same thing goes for a man. If you see Angela, you guys been knowing each other for 20 years, and you say, Roosevelt, that's bullshit. We can't be friends. I've been knowing this woman for 25 years at work, and we never did anything. Yeah, but are you attracted to Angela? Are you sexually attractive to this woman? Probably not. That's why nothing has ever happened. Not because you're a good person, not because you're a moral person. And I'm not saying that people, listen, I'm not saying that people that have done this is not immoral. I'm not. Well, that's human. That's human nature. And I'll get into that later on, down the road, and putting yourself in that situation to fall for the okie doke. But, you're not a bad person, per se, for doing something with the opposite sex that you shouldn't. The flesh is weak. The flesh is very weak, and it's on both sides. A lot of times men always get the brunt of, all they want is pussy and all they want to do is fuck and blah, blah, blah. And for the most part, it's true. But women also, they're not innocent, Women are always trying to act like, they're the more sophisticated ones of the sexual and the human species, and they can control their sexual desires and all that shit, which is bullshit. If anything, women are worse. Women are worse than men are. They just conceal their shit better. That's all it is. The men are more open. Men are more open and more sloppy with their shit. Women are more, covert. They do shit sneaky, which is, they're better at it than men. So don't let that shit fool you. Women like dick too. Women like to fuck around just as much as men do, even more. But they don't have the reputation that men do because men are more open with theirs than women are. But anyway, now getting back to what I was talking about, there has to be a level of attraction in order to make a platonic relationship between the opposite sex taboo. Basically, if you don't want to fuck somebody, it's not going to happen. And you can stay friends forever if you're not attracted to them. But if you're attracted to them and you get in the right situation, and the mood start flowing and somehow you two end up alone and you're attracted to her, she's attracted to you, do you think that you're going to say I'm going back to my room, or I'm going home, or let's call it a night? Okay, you keep believing it. So, there has to be a level of attraction. Okay? And I think sexual need matters as well. Sexual need. Somebody might not have had pussy in a while and they horny. So, they need some pussy and coworkers down. Next thing you know, the platonic relationship turns taboo. Okay? Now, and also, a third factor could be alcohol. I'm telling the truth. Alcohol, it plays a point in it as well. Yes, it does. Alcohol causes even the minimal amount of attraction enough for a platonic relationship to turn taboo. It only takes a little bit. She got some nice titties. She ugly as hell, but she got some nice titties. She got a nice ass. I'm going to get this pussy. I don't care. Turn around. Damn, he ugly, but I like him. He tall. He got muscles. I see his dick print in his pants. I'm going to get his ass. She don't know how to do it. She don't know what she got. I'm going to get his ass. It works, it works both ways. When a level of attraction is achieved, a platonic relationship can turn taboo. Now, have you heard of all of the different people in society, or so-called celebrities or whatever, people that's in the news all the time for basically having a relationship at work, and, cheating on their wives or cheating with someone who's married, that kind of thing. And now this includes, I've seen, and I'm sure you have as well, different types of people: politicians, educators, clergymen, entertainers. The entertainers get the most of the brunt because everybody always looking at the movie stars and that kind of thing, and so they get the most of the brunt. But there's all kind of people who have had platonic relationships at work who turn taboo. That's why I don't know how I could never be with a woman actress. I'm sorry. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Especially if she was a popular actress and she's getting lead roles with, a bunch of pretty motherfuckers like Denzel and Brad Pitt and Tom Arnold. Not Tom Arnold. What the hell I'm talking about? What's the dude who played in Jerry Maguire? Damn. I show you how much I keep up with the ass. But I think you know it. Played in God. He played in a lot of movies. God, I always get him mixed up with shit. I can't remember. But he played in Talladega Nights and Risky Business. You know what I'm talking about. But if it was an actress who, had a bunch of roles with a pretty motherfucker kissing all on them and having sex scenes, like Power. If you watch Power, I could not have my girlfriend being, damn, I'm gonna see now and shit. The girl that used to go with Jamie, the Puerto Rican chick, damn. Anyway, if you watch Power, they have very strong sexual scenes, and it almost looked like they fucking. I believe that they might be fucking. I don't know, but it looked so real. She couldn't be my girlfriend. Fuck that. And I know a lot of you saying, well, you shouldn't be so insecure about yourself. That's bullshit. I don't want nobody kissing on my girl and really dry fucking her and all that kind of stuff. Because, that shit can translate to something beyond work. You dig? I mean, like sometimes maybe in the trailer late at night, who knows what those actors be doing. I'm sure a lot of fucking be going on in that's Hollywood. That's expected. But I'm saying that, I don't think I could be with someone who's an actress because the chance of them having a taboo relationship with a coworker is extremely high. And I don't think that's something I want to deal with. I don't think that's something that I want to live under for a long period of time. But now, like I said, before you heard about the politicians, the educators, clergymen, all people have been guilty of having taboo relationships with coworkers. Me personally, and I'm speaking real. I'm always speaking real. Everywhere I've worked, there's been women, and we've been friends. Some friends, we've been go out, have drinks, in groups and shit. And I don't know, for the most part, the women thought I was their friend. And I was their friend. I really was. I was, anything they needed, I would have been there for them. But a couple of those women I was attracted to. They didn't know it. I didn't let them know it. I wasn't that stupid. But a couple of those women, more than a couple actually, I was attracted to. And let me tell you something. If I would have had a chance, I would have fucked them. And I got a few of them. I did. Because that was my goal. We can be friends, but I'm going to try to get you. And when I try to get you, I'm not going to stop until I got you. That's just the way I roll. I was single. I'm still single. And for them, and they were single as well, because I don't do that with married women. That's one thing I don't fuck with. I don't mess with married women. I don't. And I don't put myself in a situation, a predicament to mess with a married woman. That's just something about that. I don't need that bad karma. But a girlfriend, shit, I tutor her ass up in a minute. That was my ultimate goal. We can be friends. We can be cool. We can go out for drinks. We can go out for lunch and all that shit. But my goal, if I was attracted to you, my goal was to get you. And if I tried everything in my power to do that, and I didn't stop until I got you. So that's why I say you cannot be friends with someone from work of the opposite sex. Because if there's even a minimal level of attraction, there's a chance that platonic relationship will turn taboo. And I'm talking just from a minimal level of attraction. I'm not talking about somebody who you really lusting over. You know. I'm talking about somebody who just got maybe one factor that you're attracted to. And that's enough to take you to that next level, that forbidden level. I'll give you some examples. You know, once when I was in the Navy, for those of you who are listening, my old Navy buddies, I won't tell you what ship because I don't want to incriminate nobody. But I remember during that time they were doing some experimentations with women sailors on ships, which I don't know why they chose ours because we were a small ship. You know, we weren't a carrier or a destroyer. But anyway, they brought these, I think it was 3 women. It was an officer and 2 enlisted, I believe. And they brought those 3 women on the ship just to see how they interact with men on the ship and all that, you know, basically how they would live and all of that, which I think is a bunch of bullshit. I don't know why the Navy started doing that bullshit. That's right, I call it bullshit. And for you women who out there saying, you male chauvinist, well, you can call me whatever you want to call me. But women have no business being on a ship with a bunch of sailors when you're out at sea for 8 or 9 months at a time. That's one of the reasons why those submarine tenders, every time they came back in, 2 or 3 of those women sailors on the ship were pregnant. Okay? But anyway, that's another subject. I'm not going to get into that. But my point is, there were 3 women on the ship. Okay? Now, these women, if I remember correctly, they weren't, they weren't all that. They weren't what you call a 10. But they were pussy. They were a piece of ass. And that's what I'm saying. If there is a minimal level of attraction and a level of need, being if you've been at sea for 8 or 9 months, you need some pussy. Anything looks good. So it turns a working relationship into a relationship that can be potentially taboo if the chance occurs. And let me tell you, I tried. I tried to catch myself on maybe the mess decks with a couple of those women, by themselves and getting in conversation, blah, blah. And, who knows? But it never materialized because I never got that close to them, But the idea, I was thinking about it. And if I could have made it happen, I would have got him. I was trying to get him. I couldn't get close to him. I couldn't get. But the tendencies, I really wanted to. Because there was a minimal level of attraction. They were just women. You know, I ain't had no pussy in 8 or 9, 10 months and shit at sea. And there was a need. I was horny. So we couldn't have a platonic relationship. I was friendly with them. We said hi. We talked on them at breakfast and all that kind of shit. But in the back of my mind, I was picturing them in the buck. I was picturing them in doggy style. Beneath the engineering deck. I was picturing them doing something to me I can't even mention. You know what I'm saying? So even though we were a platonic friends, we had a relationship that we were friendly, I was imagining sexual acts with them. And it would have material. It would have came to be if I would have had the chance, but it just never came to me. But my point is, even though I was friendly with them, I was cordial with them every time I seen them, my intention, not that I'm a bad guy. I'm really not. I'm a nice guy. I really am. But I am a man. And I have desires. I have needs. I have wants. So, even though I was friendly with them, I was cordial with those women, I was still imagining doing things with them. So, in essence, I was their friend, but not really, because I had I was being sneaky, but I don't know. I wasn't really being sneaky. It was a matter of just waiting for the opportunity. Like a lion in the grass. He waits till that gazelle come by, and then that's where I was. I was just waiting in the cut for the opportunity, and that's what goes on in the work world. I've worked places everywhere I've worked. Going on training with women, going to different seminars and all that different kind of bullshit that you go to corporate America. And there's been women that I've gone with who I was very attracted to. And I was, a lot of you might think I'm a cad for saying this, but I'm being real. And I was friendly with those women. Some of them I'm still friends with them to this day. But in the back of my mind, I really wanted to fuck them. I did. And I was waiting for them to slip. And that's, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really a nice guy. I really am. I'm a very nice guy. But I am a man. That's natural. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the problem with society. It's like, if you want to have sex, it seems like you're a tyrant or a damn, evil person and shit. That's human nature. That's what we were made for. So even though women that I've worked with in the past, going to different training, different seminars, going to different business trips with, I was very friendly with them. I was respectful. I never disrespected them. I was very cordial to them, very nice to them, very helpful. Everything, that was beneficial to the work relationship. But I still wanted to fuck them. And I got a few of them. I got a few. Because, like I said, my goal was always to just wait in the cut. Catch you slipping. Because that's my goal. I'm going to get ya. And on some of them, I got them. But it's not that I'm a bad person. That's human nature. I was somewhat attracted to those women. Very attracted to them. Some of them minimal attractive. They just had nice titties. They just had a nice ass. They was just cute. They just smelled good. Something about them that I liked. That was enough for me to want to fuck them. I'm single. You know, they were single because I don't fuck with married women. I don't do that. They were single. Now, some of them had boyfriends, but I don't give a fuck about boyfriend and girlfriend. So, that's what a man's supposed to do. That's what a man's supposed to do. You know, when there's a attraction, when there's a need, and yes, sometimes a little alcohol, a little knot ahead, you know, or whatever we were drinking that night, you know, all of that mixes together and forms the chance, or increases the situation from that platonic relationship turns into a sexual relationship. Because that's what platonic means. It means everything, basically you're a damn friend, everything but sex. You're not sexual. But it's so easy. You know, like that song says, it's a thin line, you know, between love and hate. But it's also a thin line between being platonic, a platonic relationship, and sexual relationship. It only takes one thing to happen. It only takes one factor of the relationship to turn a certain way for the relationship to turn the wrong way. And is it wrong? Really? I don't think it's wrong. I mean, if you're married, yeah, that's wrong. You should not be doing that. But unfortunately, that happens. You know, there are couples, there are men and women who have been in platonic relationships, coworkers, and have turned into sexual relationships. And unfortunately, one of the party was married. Sometimes two. Both are married. That's unfortunate. That's a very bad situation. And I think that, I'm going to talk about that a little later. Sometimes you have to disallow yourself from being stuck in a relationship or scenario like that. Sometimes it's hard. The flesh is weak. The flesh is very, very weak. It is. Especially my flesh. Because I'm a Scorpio. That's just the way I roll. You know Scorpios. And I don't believe in all that zodiac shit. And I just want to get that out. But a lot of the stuff they say about Scorpios is true. You know, and very sexual. I'm like, damn, that's me. I'm guilty. But anyway, getting back to the subject. So, a platonic relationship, I believe, is not possible with the opposite sex. It's not. Because if there is a minimal level of physical attractiveness, if you're just a slight bit attractive to the other person, there's always that chance that the platonic relationship can turn sexual. It's almost like a disease being dormant. You know, the disease will stay dormant. Your immune system will fight that disease and always keep it dormant. It'll never make you sick, But the minute your immune system gets weak, by some means or whatever, somehow it gets weak or weakened, then that disease become undormant. It becomes live in your body. Then you get sick with a disease. Because the conditions were right for that disease to flourish. Well, that's the same thing as a platonic relationship. If you're attractive to a person, and both of you are attractive to one another, then there's the level of sexual taboo is dormant at the time, but there's always a chance, right? If the conditions change, there's always a chance where the relationship turns from platonic to a more sexual relationship. If there's a level of any type of attractiveness towards one another, or even one person, then there's always a chance that relationship will turn the wrong way. So no, I do not believe that you can be platonic with a coworker from work of the opposite sex. I know some of you disagree. You've been knowing a woman for 30 years. And you've been friends for that long. You never fucked each other. Yeah, that's probably because you don't want to fuck her. She's not attracted to you. Something's wrong with her. She's fat. She's dirty. She's ugly. Well, I don't know what the case can be. She ain't got no titties. I don't know. It's something you don't find her attractive. That's the only reason why you haven't fucked her. So don't be trying to play like you some high and mighty, some good guy, because you've been friends with this woman for 30 years and you haven't fucked, you haven't thought about fucking her. Well, you're not attracted to her. That's why you haven't fucked her. And the same thing go for women. You've been knowing this guy for 25, 30 years. You never fucked him, never wanted to fuck him, would think he's disgusting. Yeah, you're not attracted to him. You think he's ugly. You think he's a male show. I don't know. Something about him you don't like. You don't find him attractive at all. That's why you haven't fucked him. Because if you find him attractive, you would have fucked him by now. Oh yeah. You can go on with that shit. If you liked him, you would have fucked him by now. Because how many times, think about it. And I'm talking to both. I'm talking to the fellas, I'm talking to the ladies. How many times have you said, if I can just fuck him once, I'll rock his way. If I can just fuck him once. Ooh, I know I'll get him. Ooh, if I give him this pussy just once, I'll change his life. Guys, fellas, how many times have you said it? Man, if I can get that pussy one time, see if we get all about that motherfucker. Ooh. If she give me that pussy, boy, ooh, Lord. How many times have you said it? If you can get it just one time. And if it's some good pussy, some good dick, it ain't going to be just once. That's what I mean. If there's that level of attractiveness that you feel towards that person, there's always a chance for that relationship to go from being platonic to being sexual that fast. So no, I do not believe that you can have a platonic relationship with someone from work of the opposite sex. No, I don't believe it. And you think that you can have a relationship realistically with someone of the opposite sex from work, a strictly platonic relationship, and you're attracted to that person, then you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. You're not being real. You're not being real. Now, if it's a person that you're not attracted to, well, shit, you're not attracted to them. Nothing probably would happen. Probably won't happen. You know. But if there's a least minimal amount of being attracted to that person, that's where alcohol comes in. I'm being real. You know, alcohol plays tricks on the eyes. You know, person that you thought was a 2 or 3 sober, you start drinking them shots, they looking like 8s and 9s. Huh? I know y'all done been there. Come on now. Talk to me. You know, you start drinking them shots, and them 2s or 3s look like 8s and 9s at the end of the night. Shit. So alcohol plays, there's always a chance. The conditions, if the conditions are right, then that sexual relationship will cease being dormant and be active. It will take over. Platonic no more. So no, I don't believe that two people of the opposite sex can have a platonic relationship. No. I don't believe it. And you don't believe it, you shouldn't believe it. If you do believe it, then you're full of shit. Because it can't not happen. Not realistically. I've had plenty of women friends from work who I've gone out with, had drinks, had dinner, breakfast, all kind of shit. But they never knew that I wanted to fuck them. And if I got the chance to fuck them, I was gonna get them. I got some of them. But I was just waiting in the cut, like that lion out on the Serengeti, waiting for that zebra to come by. And I was waiting for the right opportunity. That doesn't make me wrong. I'm not a bad person. I'm really not a bad person. I'm a man. I'm built that way. That's what I'm supposed to do. Get pussy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm single, she's single. What's the problem? So no, I don't believe that two people can have a platonic relationship from the opposite sex. No. I do not believe in that one bit. So, would I trust my girl to have a male friend from work? Hell no. Hell no. I wouldn't trust that shit. Because, you know why? Because I know how I was. Actually, I know how I am. But I know how I was. If it's a woman that I was attracted to, I was waiting for her to slip. I was waiting in the cut, waiting to get her. And I know this bastard here, he's doing the same thing. He's a man. Nothing wrong with him. I have nothing against him. He's a man. He's doing what he's supposed to do. You know. So no. I don't trust my woman to have a male friend from work. Hell no. And she shouldn't trust me either. Shit. And I know a lot of you saying, Roosevelt, you're just insecure about your relationship. You're not trusting. That's bullshit. I just elaborated to you. It's not about trust. You can go somewhere with that shit. It's not about trust. It's about mixed human emotions and needs and lust. That's what it's about. And you keep mixing those together, sooner or later there's going to be an explosion. Keep mixing those together, sooner or later there's an explosion. It's about human needs, wants, and lust. Insecurities have nothing, it don't have shit to do with it. I'm secure. I don't have a low self-esteem. That pisses me off when women always saying that shit. Well, if you can't trust me, then that means you're insecure. No, it ain't. That don't mean that. I'm not insecure. I know what that guy's thinking. Your so-called friend, he's your coworker, but he's your friend, and you go out and y'all talk together, and y'all just going out together for brunch and all that shit. You're kidding me. Really? Not my girl. Damn sure not my wife, but not my girl. The hell no. Because I know that guy probably like me. Another lion on the Serengeti. Waiting for my girl to slip. Waiting for her to drink too many shots. At an outing or some shit. Waiting for her to be in the right moment. Where the conditions are right. And he waiting to get her. He waiting. If he anything like me, he waiting. So no, hell no. You cannot have any male friends at work. Platonically, no. And if y'all have any, or if you do, if y'all have any functions and going out, I'm going to be with your ass. I'm going to be with you. So when y'all go out and hang and all, I'm going to be right there. You damn right. Because like I said, if that guy anything like me, he's waiting for my girl to slip. And she's... No. You cannot have a platonic relationship with the opposite sex at work. And it goes both ways. Women, you shouldn't trust your man. You shouldn't trust your man to have some woman as a platonic friend at work. Especially if he finer than a motherfucker. Ladies, come on now. Do I really have to say this? Would you actually trust your man? Let me give you an example. If you had a woman that were, you were 7, let's just say, just for argument's sake. And let's say your husband worked with someone who was a 9 or 10, like a Halle Berry or some shit, or Jennifer Aniston, some out of the world shit. Would you trust your husband or your boyfriend or husband to have a platonic relationship with that woman, going on outings and dinner after work and all kind of shit, seminars away from her? Would you really trust that? If you do, you're a damn fool. Because eventually, if there is a level of attractiveness to that person, then the relationship will turn. It's inevitable. The relationship will cease from being platonic and turn into a sexual relationship. That's just human nature. And it does, like I said, it doesn't have to be an extreme amount of attractiveness. It just have to be a little bit. Something. She got nice toes. She got nice titties. She smell good. Whatever the case may be. And the conditions are right, then the relationship turns taboo. Just that quick. So the key is, you cannot allow yourself to be put in those situations, right? So if I'm currently single, so there's no situations that are bad. If I go out with a female coworker who I'm attracted to, and if I catch her slipping, I'm gonna fuck her. That's just the way I'm built. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest with you. If I go out with a coworker, a female coworker, and I'm attracted to her, and I catch her slipping, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. Now, like I said, I'm single, and she's gonna be single as well because I don't mess with married women. That's just not my thing. But if I'm married, and I said before, women, would you trust your man? And I said you shouldn't. Well, shit, let me tell you something. I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself. I'm being real. So if I'm married, I'm speaking from a married man's voice. Before, I was speaking from a single's voice. I'm single. But if I got married, I don't trust my damn self. I'm not going to have a woman coworker as a platonic friend. I'm not going to be talking to no woman on the phone, going out, the functions with her at night, and going out for drinks after work and all that shit. That's bullshit. That's disrespectful to your wife. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself in a situation for a taboo thing to happen. Because I know, the flesh is weak. Even though I'm married, if I was married, if I was married and I'm attracted to this woman, human nature start kicking in. That alcohol, who knows? End up fucking and then regretting it the next morning. How many times have that happened? How many times have that happened? People saying, yeah, we just friends. Nothing's going to happen. And then they're waking up with that person in the morning, next to them and shit, wondering how they're going to explain themselves to their wives. Same thing with women. Women, you shouldn't trust yourself. You shouldn't put yourself in a predicament. You shouldn't put yourself in that situation for the chance of fucking up. If you have a male coworker who you're somewhat, I didn't say a lot, somewhat attracted to, you shouldn't have a platonic relationship with that person. You shouldn't trust yourself. The flesh is weak. There's a chance that something might happen when the conditions are right. And who knows what that might be? They might say something right one day, or you might be horny. Who knows? It's all kind of scenarios that come into play. But when you go out and when you put yourself in that situation, you're increasing the chances of the relationship turning taboo. You shouldn't trust yourself, ladies. Guys, you shouldn't trust yourself. I don't. If I was married, I wouldn't trust myself to have no female friend who I was attracted to from work. Shit. I wouldn't put myself under that pressure. That's unnecessary pressure. So like I said, a lot of you saying, oh, you just insecure. No, the hell I'm not. Not insecure. I'm being real. Human nature is strong. Human needs are strong. Human lust is strong. So why put yourself under that unnecessary pressure? You keep putting yourself under that pressure, sooner or later you'll pop. Literally. So no, I wouldn't trust myself to be in a platonic relationship with a female coworker. And, guys, you shouldn't trust yourself either. Don't put yourself, if you're married, don't put yourself in that situation. Women, the same thing. If you're married, don't put yourself in that situation. Now, if you're single, that's different. If you're single, that's human nature. That's human nature. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't be telling me that you can have a relationship with a person from the opposite sex from work that's strictly platonic. Because for the most part, that's bullshit. Now, if you're not attracted to that person, yeah, okay, you might get away with it then. You might get away with having a platonic relationship then. You're not attracted to that person. Like I said, there's people who are listening to this podcast right now saying, I've been knowing this person for 35 years and we've never come close to having anything sexual. Well, that's because you probably think she's ugly as hell, or something about her that you're not, a lot of things about her that you're not attracted to. Because if you were attracted to that woman, the relationship would have been sexual. 9 times out of 10. There's always exceptions to the rule, but 9 times out of 10, if you found that woman somewhat attractive, just a little bit, that's all it takes. Same thing with a man. I know you're saying women, you've been knowing women out there, 20, 25, 30 years, never wanted to have sex. I already used the men. Women, same thing. You've had men that you've been friends with for 20, 25 years, so you haven't had anything sexual with them because you're not attracted to them. Simple. I know a lot of you saying, well, that's not true. That's not true because I know Kenny and he's a very attractive man. Well, you say he's attractive, but there's something that's stopping you that you don't believe you can get him to fuck you. Maybe he's a lot younger, or maybe he has a girlfriend that looks much better than you. So you're saying, well, damn, I can't compete with her. There's some reason there why but if there's a chance, if the conditions were right, you would get him. You would get his ass. And if you say you don't get him, go on somewhere with that shit, ladies. You worse than men are. You worse. You worse in scheming and shit and getting men from their women. You worse. So don't give me that shit. That you can be friends. So, to answer tonight's episode, is it possible to have a platonic relationship with a coworker of the opposite sex? I say hell no, it's not. Because if there's a minimal level of physical attractiveness, or it don't even have to be physical, it can be intellectual. If there's some level of attractiveness towards a person, then that relationship can quickly turn from platonic to a more sexual relationship. Based off of how attractive you are to that person, based on your current needs, or that person maybe being there for you when your girlfriend or wife is not. Your current needs, your current sexual needs. All of that come into play. All of that come into play. All of that determines if a relationship can really be platonic. Maybe sometimes it can be, but I doubt it. I don't think realistically a man and a woman can have a platonic relationship from work. I don't think that's possible. Now, hopefully you were listening. A lot of you are saying that, well, we've been friends for 30, and I gave you examples, of me personally. There have been many women over the years who I've been coworkers with. We've gone out for drinks after work. We've gone out to breakfast. We're going out for brunch and all kind of shit. Training, seminars, technical training, all kind of shit. if I had the chance to fuck him, would I? Yes. Matter of fact, a lot of times I was plotting on him. You know, I was. I'm not bad. I'm not a bad guy. I'm really not. But I just wanted some pussy. That's all. I mean, I'm single. She's single. What's the problem? Because we work together, she get a pass? Really? Because we work together, I'm supposed to give her a pass? Shit. No. Not giving her a pass because we work together in the same department or same company. What? No, I'm going to get this pussy. And that's what my plan was. Every friend, female friend that I've had in the companies that I work for, that was my goal. I was going to get ya. That's all I wanted to do. And I was waiting for the opportunity for you to slip. I was your friend, but I was waiting. I was waiting for those conditions to be right for me to get ya. So no, I say again, is it possible to have a platonic relationship with a coworker of the opposite sex? No. You're putting yourself in a situation that is unnecessary pressure. You can be cordial with them. You can be friendly. You know, other than that, you know, when you leave work, you take your ass home, especially if you're married. Now, if you're single, that's a little different. And a lot of people say you shouldn't be fucking at work. And you shouldn't, because, you know, there's a lot of problems with that too. And that's another show. But, you know, if you're married, you definitely shouldn't be doing that. But it's just good to just avoid all that shit altogether. Because, you know, you start fucking at work, even if you're single, it can get real ugly. It can get real ugly. And you don't want that. Unnecessary pressure. So just keep it safe. Stay away from that shit. You cannot have a platonic relationship with someone from the opposite sex. The human needs, the human wants, the human lust is just too powerful. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Tonight is Friday. Wow, September 23rd. And, you know, this month is really, 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 really flying by. I mean, before you know it, we'll be putting Christmas trees up around here. But this is actually my favorite time of the season. I love the fall, even though winter is my favorite season. But fall is number 2. But I love this time of the year, the burr months. The burr months, you know, September, October, November, you know, December, and even January, February, and March. You know, I love this part of the year. You know, the fall, winter. I hate summer and spring. I hate them too. But I love this time of the year. It seems like people get a little less crazy, you know, and as we get closer to Christmas spirit kind of roll in, you know, and I just love this time of year. It's great. You know, so, you know, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, and later on, I'm going to definitely have some more episodes to correlate with the seasons. I don't know. I was thinking about doing a special Halloween episode. I don't know. That's something I have to think about. But anyway, be sure to listen to the XY Show on all of my platforms that is convenient for you. Again, I'm available on Stitcher. I'm available on Google Play, TuneIn, iTunes, and also my main platform is Spreaker. And through Spreaker, you can catch all of my archived episodes as well. I'm also on all of the social media, well, some of the main ones anyway. I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So be sure to follow me as well on XY Show. And also don't forget to go to the XY Show store to buy you a t-shirt or coffee mugs or something of that nature to prove that you're an X and Wire. Now be sure that my social media and my platforms that you can listen to, all of that you can find on my website. All of it. You can go to one place. It's www.thexyshow.com. That's www.thexyshow.com. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. And I will definitely see you next week. And be sure to send me any notes of anything you would like to say to me. And I will definitely try to maybe read some of that over the air, or definitely will reply to you and show you that I do appreciate your comments towards me. With that being said, thank you for listening to tonight's episode of the XY Show. And remember, you cannot have any LOVE without X and Y. Good night from the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. You have a wonderful evening. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.